That was.
Hi.
Whoa! I gotta sit here and say that intro was so great, and it's such a teaser, by the way, because we are going to bring back UPR gaming at some point. Me and Cedar Superior, because I need to get my revenge at Mario Party.
I'm a champion, UPRE Mario Party champion to this day. Thank you very much.
That's
not why we're here. Why are we here, Captain Jack?
We're here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It came out, I feel like it came out Wednesday, but I got to see it Friday. When did you get to see it, Cedar Superior?
I saw it Thursday night. I thought it came out Thursday. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. I was there in the theater.
Hey.
Middle seat, reclined, ready to go.
There you
Snacks in the purse.
Did you? I remember for the not Mario Party. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about because I'm gonna get my revenge. But for Super Mario Brothers movie, you you didn't get your food and stuff on time. How was your?
Oh yeah, that was at the Alamo. It was a packed theater, but still, I was very upset. I got my food at the end of the movie and my wine damn near halfway through. Upset, but I came prepared this time. I brought my own food and alcohol to the theater.
Real quick, if I can add real quick, one of my friends, I won't reveal his name, I'll tell you after the show, but we went to an AMC, and when we went there, he went to get, because AMC now they have alcohol. So he was like, oh, dope, let me go get some alcohol. But his ID was expired, so they couldn't give him that. Anyway, we went to the AMC with Taylor Port, Black.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we came very prepared for this show, but movie. But I made sure to not drink a lot because I wanted to make sure I watched this. Real quick, I do want to sit here and say, talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought this movie was really good. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I thought this was really good. What did you think about this movie?
I felt like there were two movies, one film. It's was broken up in a way that our central characters were all kind of like separated, trying to, find themselves. And one in particular, we were following him throughout the story.
Yes.
And that was the more interesting tell of the two, in my opinion. The story of Rocket and his history and, him coming to terms with himself and all of that. That was the most interesting to me. But yeah, it was definitely a fun ride. Like, it was a lot of stuff that happened, almost maybe even too much at some points, because you're like, yo, what's going on? Who's it?
What did you feel was too much? I'm intrigued by that.
I feel like somewhere close to the end where the movie felt like it should have ended, it just kept going. It was like, okay, we're still here. what's going on? There's that. But yeah, it was a certain parts that dragged. But not many. I feel like Guardians rarely misses. I don't think it never missed. All of the movies have been pretty good from 1 to 3, in my opinion. But hold on, what did Dan say? I went to the movies with no expectations, but when their MCU intro specific, I can't read. I've been drinking. Excuse me.
MCU specifically showed only clips of the Guardians characters from past Guardian movies. It felt like shit and was about to get real.
Wait, that was in the beginning? I remember it at the end.
I feel like the movie did such a great job. I do want to say and say, because MCU, it gets talked about a lot about how this the MCU is so much comedy based and stuff like that. I felt like there was a great amount of comedy here, but there was also a lot of seriousness here. I felt like this was the more serious Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like I need to watch back like 1 and 2 because it's been a while. But I do agree with what you're saying when you say these Guardian movies don't miss. I just want to say real quick, when the first Guardian movies came out, I was not familiar with the Guardians. Even though like Iron Man, I wasn't super familiar, I knew who Iron Man was. But Guardians, like, who the hell are these guys? And the fact that they took a risk on a property that people were not, that was like, what's the terminology? It's almost like not really known.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, that's not a fancy way of putting it. And they took a chance, and then they made these guys feel very mainstream. I thought it was great, and I also think that too with the characters. I like that each character has some chance to shine. I put some notes in real quick, but I do want to just say real quick. Peter Quill, I thought looked really. Some of my notes I got here. I said for Peter Quill, he's the leader of the Guardians, right? But he really felt like the leader in this movie. Comedy,
You
he
think
had
so?
his, I do. I really do. There was a lot of spots, especially towards the middle and the end, where he felt really now like okay. There was a spot where the guy sat here and said, "You fell into my ambush" or something like that. And he said, "No, this is a face-off." Now that was comedy, sure, but there was spots also too when he said, "Rocket, you go this way. Drax, you go this way," and stuff. And I know I'm vague on what I'm saying because I don't have the actual dialogue, but I felt like there was spots where he really felt like the leader. But you sound like you don't feel that way.
Of course he's the leader, right? But I feel like there's more than one. I almost feel like Nebula was the leader, to a certain
Nebula,
extent.
no, that's true.
Yeah,
No,
because
that's
she's
good.
the most capable. And I was like, is it a will they, won't they type of situation with him and Nebula? It was like, what's going on here? That was interesting. I love the graphics in the movie. I loved like the bright colors. It was given like a pinch of Spy Kids, but not too much. And the one thing I know I don't like about this movie,
Sure.
and it's weird because when Guardians first came out, it was something that I really enjoyed. But I feel like at times they rely too heavily on the soundtrack. It's like, okay, I'm here for a movie, not for a musical. And it's some stuff was just like, yeah, the songs are good. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy the songs, but sometimes I like to let the movie speak for itself. Like Dungeons and Dragons recently came out, right? And there was hardly any notable songs in it. It was just like all like, atmospheric in a way. And I feel like Guardian sometimes just bangs you over the head with the soundtrack too much a little bit. And it's like, okay, I get it.
You know, it's funny because I said, and I made a tweet on this. I said to myself, I was like, well, not to myself because I tweeted it, so I'm not talking to myself. But I made a tweet and I said, wow, they really don't mess with the soundtrack because I thought the soundtrack was great, but I do understand what you mean where you're like, oh man, they really based on it. And I think they do that so much because the first movie and then the second movie, it was almost like, because even now when you look at this movie, right, they don't even say Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That isn't that music terms or anything like that. So I just sit here and go like, that's why they do that. Matter of fact, there was a spot middle of the movie, and I was telling a friend, I said, there's a lot of things I never expect in certain movies, right? The Rock having a Disney song. There's a Biggie Small song in a Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
And in this movie, you have Earth, Wind, and Fire. I thought that was
and that was the best jam they played the whole movie. When that jam came on, I was like, oh, we doing this? This is where we are? Okay. I
said, okay. I heard that. And it was like, the reason. I said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the soundtrack was great, but I can understand where it felt like is redundant. You would say redundant?
Yeah, it's a little redundant and it's just over the top sometimes. It's like, okay, just we can have a couple, but it's like it was throughout the movie. And I was like, okay now. But I will say I was in the movie theater crying like a child, crying like a baby, several scenes in the movie. I was like, this cannot be. I'm literally in shambles about this story. And that's why I feel like I don't know how spoiler heavy we're going to get.
Can we let's do that, but let's reveal to the people because I'm sorry, we are 9 minutes in, and we say thank you guys for watching us, for choosing us for this review on Guardians of the Galaxy. But we are gonna dig into spoilers. So like if you didn't see the movie, give us a like and come back to this video and give us your thoughts on the movie. But if you have, let's have this conversation about Guardians of the Galaxy because I know what you're going to get into talking about Rocket. And if I could just say real quick, scrolling through social media, I saw this post where they said, if you are an animal lover, this movie is probably not for you. And I saw that from IGN because it is really sad when we talk about, because there's a few, I know what you're talking about with Raccoon because I was like, who left the onions out? Because I was crying a little bit myself because it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But please take the floor.
It
And
was
spoiler. So,
one of the things that really, like, even before the deaths of certain characters, right? When the, what was he called, the High Evolutionary,
yes,
he's
yes,
first of all, he's one of
revolution.
the only Marvel villains that I was
Yeah.
in the theater and I literally said, this nigga crazy. Like, it's nothing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no, you don't feel any sympathy or understand his
No,
plight. It was just
no.
like, this motherfucker is crazy. And he
Right,
gotta go. But
right.
when he was trying to create this perfect society, right? And he has Rocket, who's this little baby genius, and then it's like he tells him to his face, you're slapped together, you're not good enough for the perfect world. Oh, that was so sad to me. I was crying for him. Because how dare you create him, use him for his brains, and then just toss him aside. And he's got his whole crew to worry about. His little
Right.
Lila and them.
Teeth and floor.
Yes.
Yes,
And
No,
what
that was
happened
so
to
bad.
them?
yes.
Tears. Tears again. Man, I feel so bad.
Rocket's arc, and it was so interesting that they dug deep into it because he never revealed as much. Because even like the Guardians do, like he doesn't talk about any of this. So when they dig deep and they're showing all these things, like you talk about the High Revolutionary, or is that Evolution? I'm sorry, because I put that I see Revolution. I agree exactly what you said, but I do want to sit here and say the actor who played him, I'm not even trying to pronounce his name because I put his name, but I know I'm not going to pronounce it
Peacemaker.
right. But he did such a great job on being the villain, because you're right. Someone like Killmonger, Thanos, there was some kind of sympathy towards these characters. Because you was like, but Killmonger, you kind of understood what he meant. He handled things wrong, but you understood. Thanos,
Even
I'm not gonna lie, I was
Kang.
with, huh?
Even Kang too, to a certain extent. I felt
I would
some
like to
kind
hear
of
more
sympathy for
about
Kang.
when you mentioned. I would like to hear more about Kang because I didn't feel that much, but I would like to hear more. Maybe there's something I missed.
Okay.
But Thanos, there was a small. I'm sorry, I'm with Thanos when he snapped all those people away. Like when I in 2020 when I was on the train and no one was there, I said I get it. but there was a sympathy factor to him. I love that something you mentioned. He was like, "Dude, gotta go. This dude is trash."
Mm-hmm.
I love that he was the villain. He was the villain that there was no way that there was not even a small percentage of me cheering for him. Because I was with you in that movie theater because I was so mad. I grit my teeth and I said, I probably shouldn't do that. But I'm sitting there going like, this dude is trash. This dude is a piece of dirt. Not even a piece of dirt. He's a piece of crumb. You know?
Hey.
Hey, that's the best judge of VPR battle.
Oh, the most biased judge. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't listen to her, Joe. It's the blue cup. She's been drinking from the blue cup.
Baddies cup of joke.
Baddies cup of joke. But you mentioned Kang, but what made you feel like Kang had a sense of sympathy?
I felt a little sympathy for Kang because, especially because we were introduced to him in Loki, right? And I kind of was like, he didn't really come across as a villain then, but of course that wasn't like the Kang that we were introduced to in Ant-Man Quantumania. But even in Quantumania, like we spent so much of the movie, like kind of feeling sympathy for him because he got stranded in the fucking quantum realm with the baddie of the realm, Janet. And it's like, okay, and he even when he was trying to get out, he was like, all right, come with me. I'm going to take you back to your daughter. Your universe won't be affected. So you're like, okay, he's not that bad of a guy. He's bad, but he's like, all right, he's not bad to his friends. The High Evolutionary is just a jerk to everybody. There's no redeeming this guy. And that's why
no, he was a joke to everybody.
Yes,
because even I love when you
like
when you mentioned, and there was another spot I do want to include. I didn't put this in my notes, but right, he was such a jerk because there's this thing called Counter Earth, right? It's like Earth, but with animals.
with
I'm
furries.
Oh yeah, DeviantArt is loving that. DeviantArt is loving that, but he destroys this whole planet of people. Oh, I'm sorry, anthropomorphic animals.
Mhm.
I mean, just cold blooded. But I did like that feature of him being a villain because, once again, like you mentioned, there was no redeeming factors about this game.
Mhm.
And I'm
My
not gonna
thing
lie, I don't
about when
trust
they
anybody.
got rid of, what was it called, Alt Earth, or what was it
No, it was
called?
Counter Earth. It was like
Counter
Counter Earth.
Earth.
But I do want to say because
But
I just want to throw out real quick. He's someone you don't trust because his face was stretched out. I don't trust anyone with a stretched face.
the thing about Counter Earth, right? When they came
Sure.
there and the whole thing just started blowing up, right? I'm thinking they didn't give a shit about these people, like them that family that helped them get to the damn. They let them use their car. Dead. The Bat family, the Bat fam, dead.
You talking about Red Hood and Damian Wayne and
Yes.
oh, you talking about the Gotham Knights?
Shut up. But it was like not even. I just feel like, damn, they just died. That just killed them off like that. Sheesh.
No,
But what
that
do you
was
think about Adam?
cruel on how they got rid of him. I agree.
What do you think about our other villain, Adam?
Let's talk about Adam, right? So William Porter, I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, but I'll just say Will as Adam Warlock. I thought he really delivered. I mean, I felt like it was the first 5 minutes of the movie. This dude shows up. I said, "Who is this dude?" And like there was a lot of action. I thought he did a great job. I'm not familiar with Warlock, so when I saw that he was like, he's not a baby, but he's not mature. There we go. He's not mature. So a lot of the things he would do, he came off like a 5-year-old, just with powers. But I thought he did such a great job doing that, and I credit social media where they say like, I credit them for saying like, oh, Warlock is immature and all this stuff because I just didn't know. But I thought he did a great job. He delivered. He was ridiculously powerful at that too. Like his power level, I was just impressed on how powerful he was. I don't know if he's more powerful than Captain Marvel. I just don't have that knowledge. But I just thought that he did a really great job. I thought his presence was like in between. Like one moment he showed up, there was the moment where his mother, he tried to save his mother, she dies, and then there was another spot too. There was like because he wasn't predominantly featured in it, but he was enough to be like, your Warlock was crazy. But
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna let y'all finally but GOTG has the best MCU trilogy. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it does. It
You
definitely.
think
Most definitely.
Guardians of the Galaxy have the best trilogy? That's
Yeah, out of the MCU, what else is better?
You know what's interesting because I saw that question, but I wanted to see this movie first to be sure because a lot of people might go with Captain America, but I don't.
Captain America one was kind of trash a little bit. I'm not gonna
Sure.
hold you. It was a little trash.
Sure, no, that's fair.
So it's like I don't even think like I can't even remember the last time I sat down and watched the whole Captain America one all the way through because it's like it's the one you have to get through to get to the good ones. You know what I'm saying? But Guardians of the Galaxy, all of them are pretty effing good, like standalone. The
What
worst
about
of
Iron
the three
Man?
is probably 2, but even then, it's still a good movie.
What do you think about Iron Man? I think 3 was the weakest.
Iron Man 2.
3. No, 3 was the weakest.
Wait, which was the one with the little boy in it?
3.
Okay, then yes, trash.
Yeah. Okay.
Trash.
We got we got Dan said high evolutionary create a replica of Earth population with furries, only destroy it based on 1% flaw. That's insane. Yeah, because he's a perfectionist.
Yeah,
That's what it was. He was a perfectionist, and it was crazy. And also too, like he was going on. What's going on, Christopher Harris? We hope all is well with you, Christopher. 3 was decent. I don't know which 3. What I'm interested in when he's saying with 3. But
oh,
you
wait,
know,
you're saying Iron Man 2 was trash.
really,
3
I
was
thought Iron Man
decent.
2 was great.
Whatever one had the kid in it was trash.
3.
Sorry.
3 was the worst and strong. And as much as I love Spider-Man, I can sit here and say, not Far From Home. What was it? No Way
2
Home.
was trash.
It was weak. I feel like I gotta watch it back, but now it's on Disney Plus, so I'm gonna watch it back. But then again, I'm a Spider-Man biased guy, so sorry.
Yes.
But no, your thoughts on.
Spider-Man.
But what was your thoughts on Warlock, please?
About Warlock, I just wanted to say on record that I might be picking Spider-Man for battles as my third.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's so unfair. Don't do that. No, you're doing that just to irritate me. That's what you're doing. You're not even doing that for your
It's
Spider-Man.
my choice. It's my choice, and I want Spider-Man. Get me that. Get me Spider-Man.
No, you said you wanted Mario.
Who said? Where's the witness? We have a crowd.
I was the witness.
You don't count. But
He was the
okay, so
player.
back to the movie. There was one thing that I also just wanted to bring up, and I forgot what it is. Oh, at the end, another part that made me cry. It's a couple.
Oh.
When Rocket was seeing Lila again at the crossroads.
Right. Yep. I get you. Yep.
Tears. And when he finally was able to recognize it, he goes back to where it all began, and he sees that these caged raccoons, and he realizes that I am a raccoon. And he tries to free him, but there's all of these other animals that he couldn't possibly have the time to free. And you almost felt so bad because you're like, how is he going to escape and free these animals? He can't. It's like he would have to leave them.
You know, it's funny. At first, I thought he didn't care about any of these animals. He just cared about the raccoons because he grabbed the little raccoons. But I get it because they're little raccoons. But at first, I said, what about the freaking pig? You can come on, raccoon. I know you see that pig who's about to be burnt ham.
He can't do it all. He can't do it all. That's the sad thing.
But I do. You mentioned that spot, and I'm glad that you mentioned it because that was something in my notes. And I did like when he saw Raccoon, right? And he really realized because that you talked about the crossroad when he got Peace King was going on.
Thanks for watching.
And we say, spoilers, I'm out. Well, thank you, Christopher, with the red devil shirt. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for watching.
But when he acknowledges, I do like, because I had notes. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I got this. But when he, at the end, and he's fighting the High Revolutionary, right? And as he's fighting.
Evolutionary.
Thank you. And as he's fighting him, and he said, my name is Rocket Raccoon. I said, because when he had that crossroad, I'm sorry, I wanted to get to that. And she said, you're a good raccoon. He said, I'm not a raccoon. Because he's never acknowledged that he's a raccoon. And matter of fact, there's a scene that I saw sometime back a few days ago. And he's having this conversation with someone. And she said, she called me vermin. He called me a rodent. Because he's never acknowledged I'm a raccoon. He doesn't know what he is. Mm-hmm. So see that it's like full circle is my
point. It was a really like interesting moment to see his evolution and his acceptance of what he is and all of that.
What do you think about Gamora?
One thing I will say about the movie, though, that I didn't like, and it's something that has been people have been noting Marvel's having an issue with, is that you have to watch everything to kind of get everything. Because I didn't watch the special, the holiday special, and I'm assuming that's where that damn dog came in. Because where did was the dog in the second movie? I don't remember.
She did make an appearance
in the second one,
but I think it was like towards the end. I remember a dog. I do remember a dog, but I don't remember a dog. I do remember a dog, but I didn't see the special either. Maybe she was more featured in the special. But what did you think about her and what was his name? I want to make sure I got his name right. But his name was Caglin or something like that. He's the one who with the
whistle. Yeah, him. He's cool. Yeah, he saved the day. Something he did what he had to do. I like him, and I like that we got the the little 5 seconds appearance of what's his name, the blue guy, the daddy.
God, I can't think of his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. You called him a daddy, blue daddy.
He's the dad. He's Quill's dad.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
The man that raised him, that stepped up.
No, he did step up. Cosmo the dog was introduced in the holiday special. Okay, so Dan is correcting. So. Okay, no, thank you, Dan, for that.
Thank you, Dan.
Dan, great job. Great profile picture, by the way. I should wear a tie.
I don't like that you have to watch all of these different things just to get what the hell is going on. Because I didn't watch the special, and it's like, okay, this dog is here, and I get it. Like it's not something that's like going to ruin the movie for me, but it's like you know,
miss out. I get what you mean. You miss out.
Yeah, but either way, I enjoyed the movie.
I thought this movie was great.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But are we getting the final thoughts and thumbs up, thumbs down?
Sure. Why don't you kick it off because I want to figure out who this blue guy was in Guardians.
Okay. Well, I'm of course going to give this movie a thumbs up. Definitely go see it in the theaters. It's definitely worth the money. You'll have a great time. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll find yourself through the film and the characters finding themselves. So yeah, and also I didn't mention Gamora, but
Sure.
she's back. And she's a different Gamora. And I'm glad that they didn't have her like instantly go back on Quill again, like everything's everything. I like that the growth that we're seeing. And my favorite characters, Groot. I love Groot. Even though I don't like the fact that they had him speaking and not I am Groot. That was weird at that one point. I was like, what the hell are we doing here? Drax, still my number one guy. I love me some Drax. And the girl, I can never get her name, but the alien
Mantis.
chick, Mantis. Mantis is that girl. I love her. She's the best. I would be here for a Mantis Groot Drax spinoff. I'd watch it.
No, and you know what? That was great. I just want to say real quick, his name is Yoda. The blue guy, Yoda, not Yoda, like
Yoda?
not Yoda, like not the green dude,
Yeah, like
the blue dude.
yeah, okay.
Yoda. I'm probably saying it wrong, so forgive me, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But I am with C the Superior. This movie was great. It had a lot of emotion. It had a lot of heart too. I think that yes, that's how you spell it. Thank you, Dan. See, Dan is great. Dan the man. I'm gonna call you
MVP,
Dan.
man, MVP.
Dan man. He's part of Jack Pack Empire.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
No, he's part of
Strictly
Jack Pack. I
Superior
thought it-
Society.
No, she's not. No, he's not.
He's
Dan,
not part of
put
the
Jack
Jack Pack.
Pack Empire. I know
No,
who you're part of.
Superior Society. Dan is a resident Superior Society resident.
No, Dan, put that Jack Pack Empire.
No,
You're welcome here. We have
Superior
dental.
Society.
We have dental health and all that other
No,
stuff.
they don't. No, they don't. They
Yeah,
got government cheese.
No, we do have cheese.
Government cheese.
Not government. It's Swiss cheese. But this movie was great. It was fun. It's had a lot of heart. I think there was a great balance, and I thought a lot of these characters had a chance to shine. You mentioned Gamora. Let me mention Nebula because you mentioned her earlier. She did do a great job. Drax and Mantis. I'm just trying to sum it up real quick. They were hilarious. I laughed so much. Drax is just funny. There's a bit that he has where he's trying to lay on the couch and he keeps saying, "Don't lay on the couch." He says, "Why?" It's for multiple purposes. And I really fell out. I thought that was great. I heard Dave Bautista said this was really his last movie, and it makes me sad to hear that. He did such a great job. Mantis, but it does make me interested to see what is going to happen with this new version of the Guardians, because spoilers, if I had to say it again, Peter, he goes back to Earth. Mantis goes to find herself. Drax and Nebula, they save all these kids and animals, and they're trying to protect these people. So now it makes you wonder what this new version, which is Rocket, a much gigantic group, by the way. Adam Warlock, who's ridiculously powerful. Like, I don't know what his levels is, but he's so powerful where it's like he doesn't need the Guardians. But it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. Burp, Cosmo, who's the dog, Plasma, I think I'm saying, and Kreglin, who's the one with the, you know, so it's going to be interesting. Yes, and I sit here and say, go watch this movie, watch the mid-credit, the end, the last credit thing. I sit here and say, you really don't have to sit there through it. I won't even spoil it for you, but it is really, she's laughing because she agrees. I know you agree with me. You do not have to see the last one, but this movie was great. It's fun. Check it out. Marvel did a really good job with this. And hey, listen, guys, thank you for watching Unpopular View. This review on Guardians of the Galaxy. We have links. If you guys like wrestling, there's a link there. See the Superior has a link there too, because she does things. What do you do, See the Superior?
I'm on YouTube when I have time. I'm gonna be dropping some more stuff soon. But subscribe to my channel if you want to see me and hang out with me some more. See the Superior on YouTube. And yeah, that's it, guys. Oh, and don't forget to join us on IG because we will be doing another UPR battles. Last battle, we had Sailor Moon versus Dark Phoenix. And of course, I won't tell you who won, but it was a great battle. Check it out on the UPR Unpopular Review Instagram page. And talk to you later. Bye. See ya. Where's the outro?
I don't know. I think this is the
Da 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 da.